Dr. Rashmi Dixit. Welcome to the session on Integration of Private and Public Clouds Part 1. Learning outcomes. At the end of this session, students will be able to explain infrastructure ensuring service level agreement, and they are able to discuss resource provisioning scenario case under ANECA. So, cloud computing models. As we already know that the different types of cloud computing models categorized as a set of service models, that is infrastructure as a service IaaS, software as a service SaaS, platform as a service PaaS. These are useful in categorizing not only cloud computing capabilities but specific vendor offerings, products and services. So, what is private cloud computing? What are the key advantages of using private cloud computing? The first one is customer information protection. Second one is infrastructure ensuring service level agreement. And the third one is compliance with standard procedure and operations. Despite assurance by the public cloud leaders about security, provide satisfactory disclosure or have long enough histories with their cloud offerings to provide warranties about the specific level of securities. Now, what is SLA? That is a service level agreements or infrastructure ensuring service level agreements. So, quality of a service implies that specific operations such as appropriate clustering and failover, data replication, system monitoring and maintenance, disaster recovery and other uptime services can be commensurate to the application needs. While public cloud vendors provide some of these features, not all of them are available as per the needed. So, compliance with a standard procedure and operations. If the organizations are subject to third-party compliance standard, specific procedures have to be put in place when deploying and executing operations. These could not be possible in case of virtual public infrastructure. So, here we come to the PaaS model, platform as a service, which offer right tools to implement and deploy hybrid clouds. They provide enterprises with a platform for creating, deploying and managing distributed applications on the top of existing infrastructures. They are in charge of monitoring and managing the infrastructure and acquiring new nodes, and they rely on virtualization technologies in order to scale applications on demand. And there are different implementation of PaaS model, and ANECA is one of them. Now, what is ANECA? ANECA is a market-oriented cloud deployment and management platform with rapid application development and workload distribution capabilities. ANECA is an integrated middleware package which allows you to seamlessly build and manage an interconnected network in addition to accelerating development, deployment and management of distributed applications using Microsoft.NET framework on this network. It is a market oriented since it allows you to build, schedule, provision and monitor results using pricing, accounting and different services under private or public environment. It is a software platform and framework for developing distributed application. It is a computing resources of a heterogeneous network of substation or workstation and server. And this can be available in a public cloud to anyone through the internet, private cloud by a set of nodes with restricted access, or in a hybrid cloud where external resources are integrated on a demand, thus allowing applications to scale. Just look at this particular framework where it is divided in different parts. So, what are the services? There are three classes of services that characterize the container: execution service, foundation service and fabric service. Now, what is a part of execution service? They are responsible for scheduling and executing application. Each of the programming models supported by Aneka defines specialized implementation of these services for managing the execution of a unit of work defined by the model. Foundation service is the core management service of Aneka container. They are in charge of metering applications, allocation of resources for execution, managing the collection of available nodes and keeping the services registry updated. And what is the role of fabric service? It allows the lowest level of services stack of Aneka and provide access to the resource managed by the cloud. An important service in this layer is resource provisioning service, which enable horizontal scaling in the cloud. Resource provisioning makes Aneka elastic and allows it to grow or to shrink dynamically to meet the requirement. Now, these are the list of the different characteristics of Aneka, which listing like rapid deployment tool and framework, provisioning ability to harness multiple virtual or physical machine for accelerating application result, provisioning based on a quality of control, support of a multiple programming and application environment, simultaneous support of multiple runtime environment, and built on the top of .NET framework. So, Aneka, what Aneka does? Build, accelerate and manage. Aneka includes a software development kit which includes a combination of API and tools to enable you to express your application. Aneka also allows you to build different runtime environment and build new application. Accelerate, it support rapid development and deployment of application in multiple runtime environments. Aneka uses physical machines as much as possible to achieve maximum utilization, and it manages different activities like GUI and API to set up, monitor, manage and maintain remote and global access computer nodes. Now, this is resource provisioning scenario. A private enterprise maintain a private cloud which consists of 5 dedicated desktop from its engineering department and a small data managed by Zen hypervisor, providing virtual machines with a maximum capacity of 12 virtual machines. You can see it in a diagram. So, in most of the cases, this setting is able to address the computing needs of the enterprise. In the case of the peak computing demands, additional resources can be provisioned by leveraging the virtual public infrastructure. You can take the example, a mission critical application could require at least 30 resources to complete within an hour, and the customer is willing to spend a maximum of $5 to achieve this particular goal. And in this case, Aneka resource provisioning service become a fundamental infrastructure component to address this scenario. So, you can look here in a diagram what is a particular purpose. This is a particular use case of resource provisioning scenario under Aneka with a 5 physical dedicated desktop from its engineering department. And what is a capacity, what is a requirement, all is studied in this particular case study. And what is the scenario, what is the case, what is a particular provision is explained in this particular slide. Now we can move to the conclusion. Aneka as a PaaS, that is a platform as a service, not only features multiple programming models allowing developers to easily build their distributed application, but also provide resource provisioning facilities in a seamless and dynamic fashion. Application managed by Aneka container can be dynamically mapped to the heterogeneous resources, which is an important feature here, heterogeneous resources, which can grow or shrink accordingly to the application need. Means not wastage of the resources if some application required less, and instantly or dynamically grow if some application requirement is high. And this elasticity is achieved by means of resource provisioning framework, which is composed primarily of services built into the Aneka fabric layers. So these are the references. For the further, you can refer this particular list of references. Thank you.